You know that feeling when you have so much stuff you need to do jumbled up all in your brain and you start to feel like there's just not enough time in the world for you to get it all done. It's all just a little bit too much for you to deal with, so you decide to watch one more episode of your show and just deal with it later. We're not doing that anymore. Welcome back to Plan for Productivity. For those of you who are new, my name is Andrea, and in today's video I am going to give you the solution to this problem, or at least one solution you can try. Now, this is not a video on like long-term planning, on how to organize your week, how to plan for your goals. No, none of that. This is just for the getting stuff done part, when you just have a bunch of stuff you need to do and how to actually just get it done. Organizing your day in order to just be able to tick those things off your to-do list on a hopefully consistent basis. And of course, as we're going along, I'm gonna give you guys a few tips that have worked for me, or how to make it work for you, and all that good stuff. Grab your cup of coffee and let's get started. What when done? That's it. That's the simple framework. What when done? So in order to be able to get anything done, and this is like, you know, you learn this in like first grade, you need to know what it is you need to do. You need to be absolutely clear on the things that you actually will need to tick off of that to-do list. Everybody has already probably in their lives a different process to gather all of that information of the things you need to do, right? You can have a ways to capture it on your phone, you can have reminders set up, you have a calendar, you have invites, you have meetings, whatever it is you have your own process to distill that jumble of billions of things you need to do to the things that actually need to be on your plate in the moment. By all means, use whatever process you already have. I'm not going to get into that right now because that could be 3 entire videos. But if we're thinking about what we want to get done today, it helps to ask yourself, number 1, what are your deadlines? This is not the most important thing of your day. I don't like to work based on deadlines in terms of just like always chasing that hamster wheel, but it's a reality. We all have deadlines. We all have things we live for last minute. We all have things that are urgent that have just shown up on our plate. Just put them on your list, because either way, they're gonna be weighing your mind all of the time, so might as well just get them done. Number 2 is you're gonna wanna look at your goals. So the things that you're actually working towards a little more in the mid or long term, and you're gonna wanna pick the things that you can do in order to move forward. Now, this is important because, let me give you an example. Sometimes you say, okay, I want to work out 3 times a week. Let's say if it's Monday, you don't really have to work out on Monday. You could, you know, do Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, or whatever. But when it's Thursday and you haven't worked out and you want to work out 3 times a week, that becomes something that you need to do. Ideally, you're not waiting until Thursday, and you're looking every single day at your goals and what it is that you could do in order to move forward today, right? So pick some of the things from your goals that you want to do, and then the rest of it is fluff. You know, some things are gonna have to get done. If you have to go get groceries, those things, you know, it's part of life and they will be on your to-do list, but it's just the extra things. So deadlines, goals, fluff. Gather it all. Don't worry about being realistic. Don't worry about how long your list is or any of that stuff. We'll deal with that later. And this is the important part. Now, a list of 20 things to do is not helpful, and that's what gets us overwhelmed, just looking at this bunch of things and not having a way to kind of distill that a little further. So at the end of this process, this is what you need to have, in my opinion. You need to divide that list into the things that must get done today. So absolutely, I want to get these things done today, and everything else. I have about 1 to 5 things that I absolutely want to get done today. And these things are usually going to be the things that actually matter or make significant progress in your goal. It's well invested time. And that's it. Keep it at like ideally 5 max. Think about it. If everything takes you an hour, that's already 5 hours out of your day. If you want to apply this to your weekly planning, it's kind of the same thing. It's the things that you want to absolutely get done that week, and everything else that you kind of want to get to soon. Very simple. The next step is to decide when you're gonna do that, right? Things take time, so you need to assign a time for when you're gonna do these things. I have my list, and now we're moving on to this is what my day is actually gonna look like. Now, I think the life-changing thing for me in this particular step has been estimating how long things are gonna take me. When you look at a list that says, you know, read chapter 1, read chapter 5, study for 2 hours, study X, whatever, do a load of laundry. And sometimes you can forget how long things actually take. So study chapter 1 just looks like a simple item on my list, but it could take me 3 hours. When you start to kind of like look at tasks in the form of how long it takes you, you can actually then get realistic as how much fits into your day. Once you've already estimated how long things are going to take you, then it'll be a lot easier to plot them into your calendar. And this is where you can really get creative as to how you want to organize your day. So I'm going to give you a couple tips. Try to figure out when you're best at doing other things and understand your different levels of energy throughout the day. So if you know that in the afternoon you're just kind of a little bit of a sloth, plot your easy tasks there, plot your admin tasks there. If you know that the mornings are just amazing for you, you're super creative, plot your creative tasks there. As long as you have like the freedom for this, hopefully, then try to organize your day based a little bit on how you naturally work instead of an order of importance. Try not to think of your time specifically like 2:15 is 2:15. It's more like around that time. And if you give yourself wiggle room, you can play a little bit with when you start and stop things and be free to take the time that you actually need in order to do things. And finally, batch like things together. Again, this is not like world breaking news. If you can do things that are similar in mindset, similar in the equipment that you need to use at the same time, or I mean back to back, it makes life so much easier, so much more efficient. This gives you a little bit of creativity into how to organize and how to actually plot the things you need to do into your day. But at the end result of this step should be the 5 things or 3 things, whatever number you decided that matter in your day, that you absolutely want to get done. Those are the things that should be on your calendar or planned at some point of the day. By the way, you can be as vague as you want. You can just say, I'll do these in the morning, I'll do these in the afternoon. And that's good enough for you. Honestly, I think that when you do this, it gives you a really good feeling knowing that, okay, I just have to dedicate these 2 hours or this 1 hour to this task and then I'm done. And it's off of my to-do list, I'm done, and I can just be done for the day. And that's the key. You wanna just allocate time for the things on your must get done today list. Everything else, just keep a list of the things you wanna do. Don't necessarily plan for it if you don't have to. When you're done with that list, you will feel like you are done for the day. And that is highly motivating. You will feel proud of yourself and you will get the confidence that you can keep doing things. If you want to do this on a weekly level of kind of assigning things to get done, I would suggest that you assign them a day. And then when you're planning for that day, then you can specifically assign it a time slot. At this point, you have the things you need to do, actually absolutely really want to get done. And then you have assigned a time frame for when you're gonna get these things done. When that time comes, you have to get it done. You have to just show up and do the thing. And this is the hardest part. This is like obviously procrastination and a little bit of discipline and all that stuff. I think a lot of the things that stop us from actually starting to do things is all of that chatter, all of that noise, all of that list of things you need to get done and thinking about the future and the present and the past and all those things. When you have it kind of figured out, your brain automatically can ignore that stuff because there's a plan for it and you can just focus on the present. And another thing is that you know that you have saved up the time in your calendar in your day to just focus on this thing, and that will also free up your focus. You're allowed to focus on this because you planned that you were going to focus on this for an hour, and this to me is crucial. You just need to be flexible. Take the time if you need it and just be flexible. Like a couple of minutes don't matter. Sometimes it's like 3:10 and I said I was going to start studying at 3 and I'm getting all stressed and I'm like, who cares about 10 minutes? It's not going to make a difference, you know? So if you suffer from that like me, learn to be flexible. Learn that time is just, you know, it's a draft. It's a little bit of an outline. It's a guidance so that you're not lost throughout your day, but it's okay if you're not super strict and you're not right on the schedule. Find the things that help you actually stay focused to do the things you need to do, listening to music, setting up the vibe, etc. And also find the things that kind of get you into that flow. So I have a mini ritual for this, and that's what I suggest. Something super tiny that really just flips your brain. And for me, it's always to clear the space and then go get myself a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, a cup of matcha, whatever, and then sit down, put some music, and get to the thing I have to do. Find those things that just get you to flip the switch very quickly and just apply them when you actually need to get things done. Last tip for this, the other thing you can do is set a timer. It's very motivating for humans to see that little time going by and knowing that all you need to do for that time is this one thing. And that is it. That is it for this video. I think it took me a lot longer to explain, but the framework is very simple. What, when, done. What, when, and then we're done. Do it and you're done. That's the goal. Anyways, I hope you guys found that useful. If you did, please consider subscribing. I know I haven't posted in a little bit, but I'm so excited to be back, as you can tell. And I will be taking a bunch of video requests for now, and I'm just very, very excited to be sharing all these things that I have learned with you guys. So go check out any of my other videos, subscribe for more, and I forgot what I usually say at the end of my videos. Oh, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.